Hey folks, I've been thinking for a while about making some wrestling related videos because I'm really into wrestling again. Um, and I was really excited for the Royal Rumble last night, and I thought, well, this would be a good time to do a Royal Rumble reaction video. That'll be my first video about wrestling, which is probably going to be a mistake because I pretty much hated everything about the Royal Rumble last night. I thought it was horrible from start to finish. So I'm basically just going to complain about it. Probably a bunch of people probably won't like it because I don't like Edge. I'm not happy he won the Royal Rumble. Uh, it's just another example of how WWE is just clueless, I think. Um, so let's just walk through the matches. Now, I'll just say, where I stand. I'm sort of in a weird place because I've always pulled for the bad guys, and now I sort of like some of the bad guys and some of the good guys. Well, I didn't always pull for the bad guys because I cannot stand Hulk Hogan. So when he went bad with the NWO back in the 90s, that had me pulling for good guys, which I wasn't happy about. But I'm not going to pull for Hulk Hogan, whatever he's doing. I'm like Bobby Heenan. I can't stand Hulk Hogan. So my favorites are the Fiend and Alexa Bliss, and I love Asuka. Which probably gives you a good idea of why I'm not happy about last night, because I thought the Fiend was finally going to come back to us. I had hoped the Fiend would win the Royal Rumble and Alexa would win the Women's Royal Rumble. Of course, neither happened. The Fiend didn't show up, and Alexa Bliss might as well not showed up because they didn't do anything with her. So I pull for some of the good guys, some of the bad guys. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So I missed the women's tag team. I didn't know they were doing a match early, so I missed it, which is okay because I love Asuka, even though I loved her more when she was being booed instead of cheered. And WWE has no clue what to do with her now, as they make obvious every week. She's like an afterthought, even though she's the Raw Women's Champion. So I love Asuka, hate Charlotte Flair. So, I don't know what to do about that tag team. I'm glad they lost, really, because I wanted to break up because I don't want to pull for Charlotte Flair. Even though I don't like Baszler and Jax either, because Jax is just a menace who's going to, hurt or cripple or kill somebody eventually because she doesn't know what she's doing in the ring. So I'm sort of ambivalent about that match that I missed. Of course, I love Ric Flair, so Ric Flair can do no wrong. So I kind of love him torturing his daughter and costing her matches. So, I like Lacey Evans. So anything that involves Charlotte Flair losing or going down is all right with me. So we start the Rumble, and they're like, well, the opening match, Goldberg. I know it's Bill Goldberg, but I will call him Goldberg because the man is several years older than I am. And do I look like I could go wrestle? No. And they just bring him back every year and give him a belt. And of course, they gave the Fiend's belt to him a year ago, so that really turned me against him. So they dig this guy out of a coffin somewhere. But, I thought this would be the main event, the Raw, the men's heavyweight world champion. And they start the freaking match off. So it start the night off with that match, which was weird to me. Of course, I guess, Goldberg had to get home in time to go to bed at 9 o'clock, so I guess he had to go first. Now, I was all for Goldberg in the back in the day, when he beat Hulk Hogan for the championship, I was going crazy in the WCW. But Goldberg has had his time, and he needs to go away. So I was so happy that Drew beat him. But and we all knew. Goldberg can't go 5 or 10 minutes. He's an old man. He's going to be wore. He can't. It's not going to be a long match. We knew that. But then they attack each other before, before the match even starts. They're both injured. It's like, good Lord. This is going to be a real quick match. And then Goldberg screwed up the jackhammer again, just like he did last time he tried to wrestle. So thank God he lost, because I'm so tired of him just coming back once a year and they give him a belt. Uh, so, yeah, that was good. He lost, even though it was a horrible match. It was a joke of a match, I thought. So, so then we go to Sasha Banks and Carmella. I don't like Sasha Banks. I do like Carmella. I like her now that she's bad. But you know they're not going to let Sasha Banks lose. So it was just kind of stupid to take. I mean, why can't they come up with a better, if she wrestled Carmella at TLC, why is she wrestling Carmella again? I mean, what are they doing over there on SmackDown? Come up with a different opponent. So, wasn't happy about that. I wanted Carmella to win, even though I knew she wouldn't. So what was the next match? I guess we went from that into the Women's Royal Rumble, which was very disappointing. I can't remember what Alexa got. She was she like 17, 18s, or was she in the early 20s? I mean, she got it pretty late. She wasn't number 30, but she got pretty late, so I was pretty happy. And I thought, well, and then she starts to change, right in the middle. She gets in there and kicks butt for a minute, and then somebody hits her, and she starts to change, and she's over the top rope. Rhea Ripley knocks her over the top rope. She's out. She wasn't in the match for a minute. I mean, why did they even put her in the Royal Rumble if they were going to throw her out in a minute? So I couldn't believe that. I mean, I thought good chance she was going to win this year. Because, I love where they're going. I love Alexa Bliss anyway, but I really love her now that she's with The Fiend. And then I don't like Bianca Belair. Forgive me, I don't like Miss Charisma. So I was not happy. I was really wanting Rhea to win there at the end. Anybody but Belair, really. So that was disappointing. And then we get another rerun of Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. I like Kevin Owens. Don't like Roman Reigns. Didn't like him when he was good. I don't like him when he's bad. I'm tired of, they've been throwing Roman Reigns down our throat for years. Don't like him. And that match was okay, until they screwed up the end, and they couldn't get the handcuff off. And then Paul Heyman had to come in. And it took like 5 minutes for him to get the referee standing there counting to 5. And then he's like, uh-oh, they can't get the handcuff undone. I got to stop counting. And I hope nobody notices, but we did. So that was a total disaster there at the end. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, has Kevin Owens won a match in the last year? I mean, he just gets his butt kicked every week, and they never let him win a match. So that was not great. I mean, it was an all right match until they screwed up the ending of it. But and then we get the Men's Royal Rumble, and I say, oh, finally, we're going to get. I've been waiting for the Fiend to come back. What's the Fiend going to win? Is he going to be number 29? Or is he going to take care of Randy Orton? And of course, Randy Orton's face had miraculously been healed. Apparently, he's been to the, he's probably been to some healer, and somebody's hit him on the head, be healed, and his burns are magically gone. And of course, it's Edge and Orton. So I'm like, what is going on? It's it's supposed to be the Fiend's supposed to take care of Orton. And then Edge kept hanging around. I'm like, oh, good Lord. Surely they're not going to let. I mean, is it just me, or does Edge look like an old man? I mean, he looks like he's going to need a cane to walk in another few months. And he spent half the match, just sitting there in the corner, and every so often he'd get up and act like he's hitting somebody and go sit down again. And it became more and more obvious they're actually going to let Edge win this thing from number 1. So I thought, finally they got rid of Goldberg. They said, you can't have this belt, finally. So I thought, well, maybe WWE's not just going to keep up this stupid idea of thinking they're going to help ratings by digging up some old guy out of his coffin and bringing him back and giving him whatever he wants, or, giving him a belt or giving him a Royal Rumble. And that's exactly what they did. Gave it to Edge. So... And no Fiend. The Fiend did not appear at the Royal Rumble. I was so disappointed. It's been like 6 weeks now or whatever without the Fiend, and I'm sick of it. I mean, what's Raw? Why have we been watching Raw for the last month? It was all about Alexa Bliss and the Fiend versus Orton, and it's like the Royal Rumble. It's like it was from some other time or something. It had nothing to do with any of the storylines that Raw has been developing. So I don't know what. Well, I don't know what Raw. Raw's a mess. Uh, but I mean, why would you have Alexa Bliss and have her in there for a minute and she's gone after Raw has been building her up, and I thought everything was set now. Now that Randy had RKO'd Alexa last week, I thought everything was set for the Fiend to finally come back and start kicking butt. So really disappointing. But it was just so many mistakes. I mean, that jackhammer that Goldberg did, that was pitiful. I mean, if he can't even get Drew up for the jackhammer and do it right, don't let him wrestle anymore. The man's 54 years old. And then, like, the whole mess up with. I mean, there was a lot of errors last night, a lot of screw ups. Uh, and I mean, and this whole. I mean, I love R-Truth. He's hilarious, but I mean, why did we have him coming in the middle of the Women's Royal Rumble? You got Billy Kay running around being an idiot, just making a mockery of the whole Rumble. So I didn't like any of that. Uh, I don't. I mean, they need to get rid of this 24/7 crap anyway. I mean, I love R-Truth, but I mean, y'all realize R-Truth is like 48 years old? I can't believe that. But he still looks good. He doesn't look like he's one foot in the grave like Edge does. And of course, they're not letting R-Truth wrestle for a belt at WrestleMania either. So that's my reaction to Royal Rumble 2021. Really disappointing every way around. I mean, almost nobody I wanted to win won. People that didn't want to win won almost everything. They wasted Alexa Bliss. Wasn't even worth her time to come down to the Thunderdome and put on her cute little outfit. And still no Fiend. So, I don't even think I can watch Raw tonight. I'm wrestled out for a while. And maybe they'll bring the Fiend back tonight. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen on Raw. So, yep, that's my first wrestling reaction video. Hopefully, in the future, I'll have one that I like more than this one. This is like the most disappointing pay-per-view wrestling event I've seen in a long time. And like I said, I don't like Edge. I don't like bringing back these old guys. I'm starting to. I mean, I'm starting to vibe with Mustafa Ali. It's like, why are they bringing back these old guys instead of helping the young talent go somewhere? So, oh yeah, we'll just bring back Goldberg and give him a belt or a championship match. We'll just bring Edge back and give him, let him win the Rumble from number one and let him wrestle Roman Reigns or somebody for a belt. I don't like that. I like people who are there week in and week out doing the hard work, earning their shots, and that's not what we're not what we're getting in WWE. So yeah, that's it. May or may not be back with more wrestling reaction videos.